Good morning, Santa Clarita. Welcome in. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVI and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley. I am Matt Watson, your host, and our show Eye on the Valley is brought to you by SCVI and iLEAD Schools. We are a network of charter schools with campuses in Castaic, Agua Dulce, Lancaster. We've also got some virtual schools, a fully accredited online school. That is kindergarten through 12th grade. If you think your kindergartner can't handle online school, you are wrong. We've got some amazing facilitators. Check them out at iLEADonline.org. We've also got a burgeoning homeschool program. Our homeschool program is just exploding. iLEAD Exploration, iLEADexploration.org for more information on that. So yeah, we've got our eye on education in Santa Clarita and across the country. You know, there's a lot popping in education these days, but like our show says, we also keep our eye on the Valley as well, bringing you everything that you need to know about what's what here in the Valley, and we do it all while having a few chuckles, goofing off, getting into a little bit of trouble, but you know, if you're not getting into trouble once in a while, you're doing it wrong. So let's have a little bit of fun, and let's get caught up with what's going on. It's a beautiful Friday morning, although I understand the wind's going to be kicking up this weekend. It's a holiday weekend. It's a king holiday, so let's keep that dream alive and have a wonderful weekend. And let me help you ease on into that holiday weekend for you. Happy New Year. Yes, we are back. We took a few weeks off for the holidays. Why? Well, because we can. Give us a break. I'm a teacher. I get vacation during the holidays. But did you listen to the replays that we ran while we were on break? They were great shows. Producer Sarah, good choice of shows, excellent shows. And Dad, did you get a few more of the trivia questions right the second time around? What about you, Mom? Oh, never mind. I almost forgot. Mom only tunes in when her favorite son is on the show. So maybe we'll check in with her at the end of the show when Big T calls in. We do have a great show for you today to kick off 2022. We're checking in with the Valley's businesses in just a moment. We've got VIA Leadership, the Valley Industry Association's immediate past chairwoman, Hillary Broadwater, as well as their newly installed chairman, David Cantrell. They're going to be with us in, like I said, just 1 minute, and later this hour, we've got Larry Alvarez from COC joining us. Larry runs the Administration of Justice Department at College of the Canyons, and, are you looking for a career in law enforcement, maybe the FBI, Secret Service, private investigation? Well, Larry's your man. He's going to tell you how to get started, and in hour number 2, I've got the bosses coming in, iLEAD School's very own executive team, CEO Don Evenson, and the executive director Amanda Fisher. And over the break we did have some contract issues with Big T. He was holding out for a bit, but earlier this week it was touch and go. But late Wednesday night we got it all worked out, and Big T will be back in his regular spot at the end of the show with some fun and trivia, and I think Engineer Andrew and I will be mopping the floor with Engineer Patty here.
Hey.
So yeah, it's going to be a great show. Let's get started. But before we get started, I want to take a look at notable birthdays today. Today is January 14th, 2022. Happy birthday, Dave Grohl, LL Cool J. Happy birthday, Slick Rick. And who else? Looking around, just a bunch of YouTube stars, TikTok stars, but who cares? Oh, here's one. This is a big one. It is producer Luke's birthday. My regular listeners remember producer Luke. He subs for producer Sarah when she can't be here. Happy birthday, Luke Rigdon. He is 18 today. So, Luke, you're going clubbing with Mr. Watson this weekend. Clear your calendar, buddy. Let's do this. Happy birthday, Luke. So let's go ahead and get started. My first guests are the immediate past chairwoman and the newly installed chairman of the Valley Industry Association. Hillary Broadwater is president of QM Design Group, a creative design agency doing stellar branding and marketing for nearly 25 years. A graduate of Chatsworth High School and Art Center College of Design. And, when employed properly, her creations can help you, too, get elected to public office. And David Cantrell is one of the talented mortgage advisors at American Family Funding. David has been in the financial industry for over 25 years, working at some of the largest investment firms in the country. Also hailing from the west end of the San Fernando Valley, David is known for his personal and professional integrity. He's a graduate at Cal Lutheran University and the proud father of 2 kids in college themselves. Hillary, David, welcome to Eye on the Valley.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Glad to have you here. You guys know how big of a role industry, businesses, our businesses here in Santa Clarita play in our community. So let's kick this off with a little bit of background. For our listeners who aren't quite as familiar with VIA, what is the Valley Industry Association? What's your mission, and what do y'all do?
Well, I'll take that question and field that one for you. So VIA proudly this past year actually just celebrated their 40th anniversary. So we have definitely been around for a very long time, supporting business and industry here in Santa Clarita. Our main goal is to be a conduit for the businesses here in Santa Clarita. VIA provides our members with who are a blend of industrial, commercial, and service companies an opportunity to collaborate on a broad range of business issues, along with being a legislative advocate for those businesses. We serve as a one-stop shop for business information. We support our local educational initiatives and provide a great area to network. We collaborate and bring together CEOs once a year with our CEO forum so that we can talk about business issues that are going on and see if there's a way that we can develop solutions for those. We have a lot of different programs that happen throughout the year that give our members the opportunity to network, but to also to learn and to grow. We have our monthly luncheon programs. We have Get Acquainted breakfasts. We have, again, our CEO forum, our leadership program, and then all of our relationships with our legislators and our schools and our college. We are, like I said, our goal is to be that conduit to be able to connect businesses to the resources and the people that they need.
Gosh, it sounds like a full wraparound support network for our entire community.
We're kind of a one-stop shop, right?
Yeah, and speaking on behalf of schools, we do appreciate the support and connection that you give. So let's talk about your membership. Who are the members? Who can become a member of VIA?
I would like to say any business in the Santa Clarita Valley, and actually even businesses outside of Santa Clarita Valley that are doing business here can be members. It's as easy as going onto our website and filling out the application. But businesses who want to support each other, businesses who want to grow, to nurture relationships, to be able to meet new people, to build strategic partnerships. We kind of are that place for you to be able to meet people. I've been a member now for, oh my Lord, I think 13 years. But when I first started my business, I came out of the corporate world. I was working as a creative director for the Discovery Channel. Left and started a business, and somebody said to me, you need to go to VIA. That's where your people are.
Right.
And I remember walking into that first luncheon and looking around the room and seeing people like Jill Milady of Milady Direct Marketing and Tim Burkhart from Six Flags Magic Mountain, thinking, well, wow, those are some, big players in the Santa Clarita Valley, and I want to be able to meet them. And, 14 years later, I can say that they're all very good friends, very good business partners, and I met them and was able to create relationships with all of them through VIA.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I've been to the luncheons at the Valley Industry Association before, and they are a great networking mechanism. You walk in the room, and it's a veritable who's who in the Santa Clarita Valley. It's a great place to connect.
And I'd also like to throw in there that some of our luncheons are always fantastic, and we have great guests and great programs. And you don't have to be a member to come to the luncheons. You can be a non-member and then come to the luncheon, see how fantastic it is, and then become a member. So we encourage, even if you're not a member, we encourage, check out the website, check out our events, and come check us out. Because after coming to a luncheon or coming to one of our networking events, there's a good chance you're going to want to join.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good point. So, Hillary, you mentioned that you also work to advocate for local businesses, both here locally with our city council and things like that, but also up in Sacramento. What types of legislation and policies are you all pushing for? What do our local businesses need out of our policy and lawmakers?
Well, VIA has an advocacy committee,
Okay.
and that is their sole purpose, is to kind of be the eyes and ears of what's going on right now, and what our businesses are looking at. And I mean, they just met. I really want to say they met yesterday.
I was on the meeting yesterday.
Yeah.
It was.
So one of the things that they're continually keeping an eye on, that is a kind of a big topic, is independent contractors. It's the AB5 bill that got passed, the Dynamex ruling. They're looking at that. They're really trying to see if there's a way to negotiate and allow independent contractors to continue to thrive and change those rules of that AB testing. And the comment that was made yesterday was, with the passing of Prop 22 with a significant majority in 2020, it proves that Californians want change, and so hopefully that makes some change. We're also watching AB 53, which is they're looking at a statewide election day holiday to give people paid time off to be able to go and vote. Is my understanding of what that one is. They're looking at the South Coast Air Quality Management District. They want to implement a fee or a tax to reduce emissions, so we're watching that. They're watching AB 1400, which is the proposed amendment to the state constitution to fund universal health care. So they're kind of watching all of that. There was also a discussion about artificial turf in the medians and common areas within the city of Santa Clarita. And is it, feasible for cities to utilize artificial turf for medians in other areas? So they're kind of watching everything. When things go ahead, they bring it forward, and we make sure that our members are aware of what's going on.
Aware and represented. Yeah, David, you mentioned some other things that they're looking at?
Well, I was going to say that one of the other things that we've been able to really help with is businesses that need help with their PPE loans and such, that we've been able to really, we don't do the actual, help, but we can connect you with the correct legislator that can help you, or legislator's office that can help you. So that's definitely something that we've been, a big force for, in telling our members, hey, if you guys have questions, if you guys are, still trying to figure out getting repaid for that loan, or have questions, definitely call us, because we can put you in touch with the right people.
Gosh, it sounds like you guys are really just a bridge in a lot of different directions for our local businesses. You mentioned PPE. It's been a rough couple of years for businesses around the world. But then particularly here in California and LA County with infection rates as high as just about anywhere. And then, with the different regulations and restrictions so tight. So, how have y'all been supporting businesses through the pandemic? You mentioned PPE and helping businesses procure the things that their employees need. What other steps have you all taken to support businesses during this time?
I'll start, because I know that for just right off the bat, I'll tell you that some businesses that were really having problems and really in trouble, we let them pass on their membership fees for an uptime until, you may not give it, but just say, hey guys, fine, we know you're going through some trouble,
sure.
Pay us when you can, kind of thing. And so, but you're still involved, you're still a member, you still have all the access to everything that you need. So, we really kind of wanted to reach out to them and saying, hey, no, we're not, kicking out. You're part of our family. We're going to be here to help you. So that was definitely, I know, one of the things right off the top. And then the other types of things that we did was just, we really delved in quickly to a lot of the issues that we thought business would be asking about, such as the PPE, such as, just the whole testing, the whole thing. We just really wanted to, again, be that resource for them, so they knew, that they had somebody they could reach out to. And that's what we really would try to do, is not wait for them to call. I mean, we had a lot of our board of directors just reaching out to people saying, hey, are you okay? What do you need? Kind of thing. So just so they know that they had a resource. And I think that helped them just mentally know that they're not alone.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we were able to I think the word is a little being overused, but we were able to pivot and still stay with our programming. and
Right.
shift our programming to programming that was going to be beneficial to our members. So, our luncheons are normally in person. We took them virtually. We lowered our pricing so that members weren't being, having to pay an exorbitant price to come to a virtual luncheon. And actually, the first 3 months, our luncheon, our programming was free. Anybody was able
Right.
to come, and we were bringing in people from the banks. We had our legislators on. We had Senator Wilk on. We had Assemblywoman Valencia on. We had Congressman Garcia on to speak about what is going on and how they can help and be a resource to our members.
Gosh, that's awesome. And in a time where that information is so much more crucial to everybody, to be able to just blow the doors open and let everybody in, that's...
Well, we were confirming to them that they had a connection,
Right.
Yeah, that is
Right.
fantastic. So I know it's kind of a broad question, but we're 2 years into the pandemic. It doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. How are our businesses currently doing?
I mean, I think on a whole, I would say that the Santa Clarita Valley is doing okay. I think the businesses are learning, are pivoting, are learning to understand, and I think that's also part that the public is also understanding that there's going to be changes and understanding that, we're never going to be back to what we call normal. It's going to be a new normal, but people are willing to work with that because, one of the things about Santa Clarita is that we support each other. And so I cannot tell you how many times we're talking about go out and help our local restaurants, go out and help our local, businesses, go help these guys because these guys are your community, and so we've really been big on pushing, use local stuff, help out locally.
Yeah.
But I think Santa Clarita is doing okay.
Okay. Yeah, it's tough times. That's about as good as can be expected. We're speaking this morning with Valley Industry Association leaders Hillary Broadwater and David Cantrell. When we get back, it's going to be time. It's time for me to play hardball with him. I'm going to be asking David what his vision for VIA is in 2022. So you stick around. I'm Matt Watson, and this is SCVI and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley, and you're listening to your hometown station, KHTS.
You might not know the difference between a fade, a pompadour, a cropped fringe, or faux mohawk, but the Sport Clips Guys Smart stylists sure do. We know you don't think about haircuts 24/7. That's Sport Clips' job. That's why Sport Clips specializes in haircuts for men and boys. Sport Clips has turned something you have to do into something you want to do. You don't ever need an appointment at Sport Clips, and you'll walk out feeling like an MVP. Guaranteed. Sport Clips at the Santa Clarita location nearest you.
No words can describe the power of belonging to a group of close friends or being part of a family. Insight Treatment Center was founded more than 20 years ago to give teenagers a community of friends and family as they overcome issues like depression, anxiety, and trauma. The new Santa Clarita location is a COVID-secure environment where distance and good airflow are a priority. As a leader in providing intensive outpatient treatment to teenagers, Insight Treatment Center in Santa Clarita is here to help. Call 888-295-9995 or go online to insighttreatment.com.
When you think about your next place, maybe even your forever place, are you hearing more of this and less of this? Introducing 5 Point Valencia, a vibrant new community coming to the Santa Clarita Valley. A place with parks, trails, and fresh architecture, all tuned to the way people want to live today. New homes for all, with prices to match, from the low 400,000s to over $1 million. Learn more at valencia.com.
No contract pest control. Did you hear that? Yes, Unipest has no contract, low impact, affordable, and environmentally and family friendly pest control options with orange oil or other family friendly products. Whether it's ants, spiders, gophers, termites, or bed bugs, Unipest Termite and Pest Control has an effective, eco-friendly option for you. Call Unipest today for a free orange oil inspection at 661-BUG-7575 or visit unipest.com.
Experience Frontier Toyota's all-new hot and exciting Toyota lineup. Serving the Santa Clarita Valley for over 30 years. Frontier Toyota, the Camry, Corolla, and Prius Kings. They're tops in Tacoma and Tundra trucks. Frontier Toyota, the new way of car buying. Shop from home at frontiertoyota.com or visit their showroom at Valencia and Creekside. Discover a whole new car buying experience with your friends at Frontier Toyota.
your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Welcome back, welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 on the AM side. This is Matt Watson, and you're listening to SCVI and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley. This morning, I'm joined by Hillary Broadwater and David Cantrell, the Valley Industry Association's immediate past chairwoman and newly installed chairman of the board. Now, Hillary, you talked about it before. You run a successful design and marketing business here in Santa Clarita, and when you got started, it was kind of a no-brainer that you would join VIA. It's a great way for anybody owning or doing business in Santa Clarita to get connected, to network, to get the valuable information that you need to succeed as a business owner. But what made you want to get involved in leadership in VIA? It's one thing to be a member. It's another thing to step up and say, yeah, I'll take the chair. I'll be the chairwoman and do it for 2 years. What made you want to get so involved?
Well, there was, it wasn't. There was a process to. I don't want to say the madness, but it was. When I became a member of VIA, I looked at it as this was going to be my conduit to meet the people I needed to build a business, and VIA puts on so many different programs to help businesses grow. And as a new business, I knew how to do what I did. I can design, I can do your marketing, I can print your product. But I needed to learn how to run a business and how to be a leader. And VIA runs their leadership program every year for business owners, for the employees of those business owners, anybody that wants to come take part in that. And I thought, you know what? That is what I need. So I joined and took part in the leadership program, which helped me to understand how to be a leader. I knew how to be a creative director and run a team, but really how to be a leader within our community and a leader within an organization. So I always say if you're gonna join an organization that has committees, that has programs, either put 2 feet in or you don't do it, because you're only going to get out of it what you put into it. So I got a lot out of that leadership program and started to become more involved within the organization. I joined more committees. I joined the BASH committee. I joined the membership committee. You meet more people that way, and you start to build relationships. After a few years of really being a part of the organization and taking advantage of everything that it has to give, I was asked to join the board of directors, which, that's an honor to be asked.
Sure.
And, of course, I said yes, and I sat on our board of directors for, I think, 2 years before I was then asked to be a member of the executive board. So I became a member of our executive board of directors, and from there was nominated 2 years ago, or 3 years ago now, to be the chairwoman for 2021. Oh, for 2020, excuse me.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, 2020.
2020. Trying to block that time out. And I accepted. I took it upon my shoulders and said, I will come in and it's an honor to be asked, and I took it on, and with no glimmer that there was going to be a pandemic.
Right.
2 months into my chairmanship, but I will tell you that it's a normal chair sits for a year. I sat for 2. Because the first year was a lot of just shifting and moving and trying to make sure we were staying alive and that our members were staying alive. And that year 2 was going to be a little different, and it was still kind of the same, but better, for sure. A lot. Actually, year 2 was a lot better.
Yeah. And see,
I will say I have much thicker skin.
And here I was under the assumption that you had declared martial law and suspended elections, and that's why you were able to get a second year out of it. But not the case, huh?
It's funny you should bring that up because it was absolutely 180 degrees the opposite. We weren't letting her quit.
Yeah.
We said it was like she did such an unbelievable job in 2020, to still keep us going, still keep the membership going, still being a resource, still, being via that we said, you know what, and part of it also was that we felt like, it was such a crazy year that it wasn't a real, it was so different that we're like, you know what, she deserves to have another year. And so, we told her, she didn't really have much of a choice. She didn't really have a choice. It was, it was you're staying there and we're moving forward. So let's do this.
That's what my grandmother would call brutal hospitality. So what about you, David? You're a mortgage advisor with our friends at American Family Funding. You've been in the business for a couple decades yourself. But what's your why with VIA? You mentioned you're stepping into some big shoes to fill. Why is leadership with the Valley Industry Association important to you?
It kind of comes back for me. It's kind of on the side of, I coached my kids growing up. My kid, I coached them in all the sports that they did, and a lot of times I didn't even know. Like I'd help my daughter in soccer, and I'd never played soccer. But one of the things that I always used to tell people is that if you're going to stand on the sidelines and complain, pick up the whistle. It's a volunteer position here, So and so that's kind of been my mindset to a lot of this stuff, and the reason why I wanted to get involved in VIA is because I wanted to be involved. I wanted to like Hillary said, I wanted to meet people. I wanted to talk to people. I wanted to, see how things work. And VIA is so great for that, meeting of people and really, so I would go to all of the VIA Rocks stuff and I would go to all of the luncheons and I started talking to people. And then I kind of just decided, I was talking, I think it was Ed Matheson a couple of years ago. And he's like, Dave, I mean, if you wanted to get more involved, we could be on the board of directors. And I'm like, yeah, because then those relationships really do get a lot deeper and a lot better. And so that's so like kind of like on that point, I was kind of like the same track as Hillary. I mean, I became on the board of directors about I think 2 or 3 years ago. Joined a couple of committees and just really had a lot of. I mean, I really had a lot of fun in really kind of coming up with different things and different ideas and seeing if this is going to work and be willing to try this and pivot, and if it doesn't work, we'll try something else kind of thing. And then they asked me 2 years or a year ago to step up and be the chairperson. And I mean, my biggest fear was, how am I going to follow Hillary? You've got to be kidding me.
Right.
It's like, I'm the next comedian after a great comedian. So it's like, but
you know what? A little comic relief.
You mentioned fun.
We also, I mean, the support group of, I mean, because something that should not go with is Kathy Norris is unbelievable. I mean, she is such a powerful, wonderful woman, and the way that the support that she gives and the connections that she has and the support that I've gotten from Hillary, even just in the short time, has been unbelievable. And again, this organization is about supporting and helping people, and we carry that through to our own board of directors and our own leadership. And so, when they assured me that, hey, we're going to be here, we're going to help you, we're going to be behind you 100%, that's when I decided to do it.
Yeah, I mean, Kathy is indispensable. She has been running this organization for 26 years, and I will say 110%, I could not have done my job without her.
Yeah.
And the
without
support and encouragement of our board and our executive board, and the trust that we all put into each other. There were days where, I mean, and very apropos that it's Martin Luther King Day on a Monday, it was a leap of faith. It was one stair at a time, and that was the fact that they all trusted in those decisions that we were making, and we made them as a group, and that is the success of this organization. So,
So,
Yeah.
David, you mentioned Hillary really is a tough act to follow, but you are stepping in. You were installed as the new chairman of the board just last month, and you gave your vision for the Valley Industry Association for 2022. Can you share a little bit about that with us? What's your vision for VIA?
Yeah, so I mean, I guess what I came up with was, pivot to new possibilities. That's kind of the overriding theme of what I want to help our membership do, is understanding that we're going to have to pivot, and there's going to be a lot of times when that doesn't always mean it's bad. There are new possibilities out there. There's new ways to look at things. So I mean, that's kind of what we want to do is help our membership, where they need that little bit of advice or introductions or things like that. But the other thing that I really have challenged our leadership, our board of directors also, is to really engage with the membership and remind the membership it's your organization. You're the members. You're the ones that, we're here as your advocates, So what we need, it's the old Tom Cruise, help us help you, So I really want, our board of directors to reach out to people and set up, go take a member out to coffee and go take somebody out to lunch or something, and just really connect with them to see, what do you need from us? How can we help you? Because I'll tell you, and this is honest to goodness truth, we sit there as a board just trying to think of things that our memberships need, trying to come up with ideas, because we're all, pretty much, business people as well. We're thinking, okay, this is what I need, so maybe our membership needs that too. But it would be great if our membership came back to us and said, if programs on this would be great, or introductions here would be great, or if we could talk to these people, that would be great. That's the kind, because then that gives us our marching orders, and we're like, okay, we're a powerful industry in our valley. We can reach out to, Senator Wilkin. We can reach out to our legislators. We can reach out to the schools. We can reach out to, other businesses and say, hey, these guys need some help. Can you help them? And so that's really what our vision is we're going to be pivoting to new possibilities, but how can we help you do that?
The Valley Industry Association really is a great organization that's just supporting folks all across the valley in business and education. So, David, Hillary, how can people join? Aspiring business leaders, current business leaders that aren't currently members, how can they join VIA?
Well, they can visit our website. It's via.org. Right on the homepage is a form to join. If they would like to, we actually have this coming Tuesday, the 18th, is one of our virtual series. It's our luncheon. Right now we're going to stay virtual month to month to see where things go with COVID. But Tuesday, January 18th at 11:30 via Zoom. You can sign up on our calendar on our website. We have Mayor Lorraine West coming to give her vision for 2022 and an update on the city and everything that's going on with City Council. And so she will be our guest speaker. It starts at 11:30. Sign-ups for members and non-members are on our website. And if anybody has any questions, and you can submit questions to the mayor if you'd like, you can email them to Kathy@via.org, and Kathy will make sure that our moderator, who will be Ed Masterson, will make sure that Mayor West gets those questions and get them answered. So it's and then via Zoom, the questions can be asked via chat as well to our mayor. So that program will be happening this coming Tuesday. But our website is full of information. It's full of resources, all of our programs, how to join. It's right on our homepage, and we would love to meet new people, have new members, and if anybody has questions, they can either contact myself, they can contact David, they can contact Kathy Norris at the VIA offices. We're all here.
I'm looking at your website right now, and it's really well laid out. Tons of information and very easy to navigate. And again, for more information on those events, I love that they're open to members and non-members alike. You guys do a great job connecting folks in and around the Santa Clarita Valley in the business industry. It's via.org, probably the simplest website in the world. I've dropped it in on the Facebook Live website, on our Facebook Live feed for you if you want the link there. Hillary Broadwater and David Cantrell from the Valley Industry Association supporting, connecting, and advocating for the business community in and around the Santa Clarita Valley. We thank you so much for joining us this morning. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
When we come back, we'll be talking administration of justice and the incredible programs at College of the Canyons. Stay tuned. I'm Matt Watson. You're listening to SCVI and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley. We'll be right back on your hometown station, KHTS.
Santa Clarita now has its first respiratory treatment center, RenewMed. Whether you've got COPD, COVID complications, asthma, or emphysema, you no longer have to drive out of our valley for treatment. RenewMed is a comprehensive outpatient rehab facility. Along with respiratory treatment, RenewMed's multidisciplinary team includes physicians, respiratory, physical, occupational therapists, and social service professionals. Experience a new kind of therapy. RenewMed on Lyons Avenue, just north of the 5. Visit renewmedscv.com. That's renewmedscv.com.
KHTS strives to give the Santa Clarita Valley all the information they need. And when our computers aren't working the way they should, we call Resurgence your true source for IT. Resurgence provides outstanding customer service while also providing the highest technical ability. They strive to do what's best to improve and protect your business. For more information on Resurgence, call 349-4114 or visit resurgenceit.com.
Why did Mercedes-Benz of Valencia win the Dealer of Excellence Award in 2019?
Because we strive to provide the most outstanding sales experience.
Mercedes-Benz of Valencia COO Chris Paz.
We know you have high expectations. Our stellar team will meet and exceed your expectations. That's why we were named Mercedes Best of the Best, placing us in the top 10% of all Mercedes dealers nationwide.
Find out how you can lease a new Mercedes for unbelievably low monthly payments. Details at mbzvalencia.com.
The shows must go on. The Main in Santa Clarita is your destination for free online music, theater, art, and entertainment opportunities. Tune into fun variety nights, join a talent show, learn from filmmaking experts, attend a modern play, and more from the comfort of your home. For more information and to view upcoming events, go to facebook.com/themain-newhall or at themain.org. Enjoy the shows.
Hey, Ned, why are you wearing a cape?
I'm a superhero.
Ned, you're a Pacific Air technician.
No, I'm a superhero. I just fixed another carbon monoxide leak in a customer's heating system. I'm saving homes, lives, and maybe saving the world.
Get in the truck, Ned.
Have you been experiencing flu symptoms even after your flu shot?
A furnace leak in carbon monoxide can cause the same symptoms. That's where we can help.
When you call Pacific Air this month and order our WOW heating tune-up and safety check for just $77,
we'll give your heating system a 20-point tune-up and do a complete safety check to test for any carbon monoxide leaks.
It's our goal to keep your family safe and warm this season. Our service is so super, we think you'll say,
wow!
On time, great care. When you want the best, call Pacific Air.
No surprises, just exceptional service because nobody cares like Pacific Air. Get your WOW heating tune-up today at pacair.com.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 on the AM side. I am Matt Watson, and you're listening to SCVI and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley. My next guest this morning is Dr. Larry Alvarez from College of the Canyons. He's a full-time professor and department chair for the COC Administration of Justice Department. He retired after 24 years of law enforcement experience from the LAPD as a detective supervisor, where he worked such details as vice, gangs, anti-terrorism, intelligence, and organized crime. Dr. Alvarez holds a bachelor's degree in sociology and criminology from Bridgewater State University in Massachusetts, and his Juris Doctorate in law from William Howard Taft University. Dr. Alvarez, first of all, thank you so much for your service, and welcome to Eye on the Valley.
Well, thanks, Matt. Thanks for having me this morning on your program.
Of course, it's a pleasure. Like I said, after you retired from the police department, you shifted to education and continued your passion for training young folks looking to start their career in the administration of justice in various fields. Can you tell us about the Administration of Justice program at COC?
Sure. So right now, COC Administration of Justice currently offers 3-degree distinct programs. First is the traditional associate's degree in administration or criminal justice, administration of justice or criminal justice. The second is the Administration of Justice associate's degree for transfer, sometimes referred to as the AST, which offers a more compressed and smooth transition for those students interested in transferring to the Cal State or UC systems after attending COC. And the third is our brand new law enforcement technology degree program. Students can earn their associate's degree or certificate in this cutting-edge new program.
Okay, so can you tell us about the benefits of these degrees? Because I know a lot of folks do go into the law enforcement field thinking that a degree isn't required to be a cop. So why is an associate's or taking this associate's and transferring it to get a 4-year degree, why is that something that's beneficial for someone going into this field?
So more and more we're seeing, especially with the changes to criminal justice and the calls to the mandates and changes to action and things like this, you're seeing a constant push for more and more educated police officers. Degree requirements upon hiring, degree requirements upon, being eligible for promotion, to move into specialized or coveted positions within different agencies require, will be beneficial for promotion and specialized units and things like this.
That's a really good point, because it's an exciting career, and folks want to go and be a cop, but you're not going to want to stay on patrol forever. And yeah, those degrees will definitely help you move up and start to choose your path. And then there's also, as I mentioned, there's a variety of career paths. We're not just talking about folks that want to be cops, right?
Oh, correct. Yeah, there's probation. There's a variety of criminal justice agencies out there. It's not all focused on just police work. There's corrections. There's a judicial system. There's law enforcement. Law enforcement has sworn officers, has civilian personnel assigned to it as well. That's another field that we're breaking into is offering crime intelligence analysts. That's another thing that we're looking into developing here at COC. So yeah, there's a lot going on at College of the Canyons Administration of Justice for sure.
So you mentioned the law enforcement technology degree. Can you tell us a little bit more about that program?
Sure. So this is a brand new program. The Law Enforcement Technology Program focuses on emerging trends and uses of technology in law enforcement operations and criminal investigations. Students will gain an insight in how technology impacts law enforcement, legal issues associated with technological issues, ethical boundaries and considerations, and operational and investigative techniques. The program was developed after meeting with our industry partners and identifying a gap in technology skill sets utilized by today's police officers and law enforcement officers in general. It's a cutting-edge new program, and to my knowledge, we're the first in the country to offer such an academic degree program.
I love it. COC really has become known for exactly that type of work, not just, sitting in the classroom, teaching classes, but really reaching out to the community, the business community, and every different sector that you all feed into, which is all of them, and really connecting to find out what's needed in the industry, and then immediately developing these types of cutting-edge programs, whether it's in administration of justice or nursing or any of the other amazing programs that you all offer. You guys really do stay not on that cutting edge, on that bleeding edge of what's needed in the industry to prepare your students. You guys do a great job.
Yeah, that's why I came to COC in the first place full time. A lot of it was based on the reputation of the college for being progressive and innovative in regards to program development, and I'm just happy to be part of an organization that supports such forward thinking, creativity, and outside the box thinking, and furthering the goals of the college and to better serve the community. It's a fun place to work. It really is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mentioned it to you off the air. We have you and your colleagues on about once a month here on Eye on the Valley, and I just am constantly impressed by the amazing talent that the leadership at COC has amassed on their campus there. It really is a great place to get an education in any field that you're interested in. And, I had no idea that you guys had an administration of justice program at COC. We talked about it a little bit before and how you can use, this program, these classes to advance your career in law enforcement. What are some of the other benefits that would be gained by someone who's taking these classes?
So in regards to the general classes, of course, give an overview of the criminal justice system, all three components of it. Again, the law enforcement, the judicial process, and then the correctional systems that all work interrelated together. They're independent, but they work obviously together. So as far as the law enforcement technology program, the benefits really be you got to look at technology. Technological advances affect every aspect of our lives. More and more is expected that people maintain proficiency in emerging technology as part of their professional development. And, in law enforcement and police work, we're not immune from these expectations either. This new program benefits not only our current and future students who reflect the future police officers and law enforcement professionals, but also benefit current police officers. For example, the use of drones for search and rescue or tactical operations, the use of throwing a digital or a geonet over an area of a shooting scene, assessing the GPS data from a car in a fatal hit-and-run accident, whether it's installing covert cameras or listening devices, or utilizing various surveillance devices and techniques to track outstanding suspects. The skills learned in these courses are beneficial to a wide variety of police operations and law enforcement investigations. So these are just going to be more and more expected as we continue to use technology in every aspect of our lives.
I love that, and it's something that I think we can often overlook when we think of College of the Canyons. It's not just a place for career preparation, but continual career development. That's a great point, and something that I was thinking about. You mentioned, the shift in the way we look at law enforcement and some of the changes that our society is calling for in law enforcement. These might be classes for community organizers and people that are looking into a more social or political career may want to take, so that they can understand these issues more. So tell us about the future of administration of justice. Like I said, you guys have constantly got your fingers in the different fields. So what does the future hold for COC and the administration of justice?
I think you can see our program continue to develop. I think you obviously expect regular updating and revising our curriculum to keep our program current and relevant. We're constantly looking for creative new ways to promote best practices in the field, based a lot of it on the expertise of our faculty. Our faculty is fantastic. You add up the years of all of our faculty, our part-time faculty and our full-time faculty, and we have well over 2 centuries of law enforcement experience teaching in our program. So it's you've got a lot of expertise that we really rely on. So I want to maximize that and really promote best practices. Obviously in an academic setting, but based on the practical skill sets that we've amassed. We're currently in the process of developing a new crime and intelligence analysis certificate, which is another emerging trend in criminal justice. We continue to explore and expand our training opportunities in conjunction with our local agency and industry partners, and we're currently designing public safety interview workshops as well as an academy physical fitness preparatory program. Really, so our criminal justice students now are not only academically but physically prepared for any challenges at any law enforcement.
Dr. Alvarez, I hate to cut you off, sir, but that music is telling me that I got to go. What a great way to start your career. This is Matt Watson on your hometown station, KHTS.
It's time to experience a pain relief, wellness, and anti-aging treatment unlike any other. It's time to check out Mend Cryotherapy. Relieve chronic joint and muscle pain, diminish soreness and inflammation, alleviate stress-related symptoms, boost immune system performance, and improve sleep and recovery times. Mend Cryotherapy is open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Go to MEND, M-E-N-D, cryotherapy.com on Newhall Ranch Road in the Gateway Shopping Center.
It's great to be in Santa Clarita. This is Charlie Kirk inviting you to join me every weekday from 4 till 7. We'll be exploring the latest craziness in the news with my humorous, enlightening perspective. It's a fun, entertaining, and illuminating 3 hours. So let's stay informed together as we...
Why did Mercedes-Benz of Valencia win the Dealer of Excellence Award in 2019?
because we strive to provide the most outstanding sales experience.
Mercedes-Benz of Valencia COO Chris Paz.
We know you have high expectations. Our stellar team will meet and exceed your expectations. That's why we were...
With the safe disposal of waste from our homes in the Santa Clarita Valley, Chiquita Canyon Landfill is able to create enough green energy to power 10,000 homes each year. So you can feel good that the waste from your home in the SCV is helping create a clean energy source and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Chiquita Canyon Landfill is our partner in sustainable living.
A Royal Suite Home Furnishings has been family-owned and operated in Santa Clarita since 1978. They keep America working by stocking heritage-quality furniture made right here in the USA. With high-end design and thousands of fabrics to choose from, a Royal Suite offers a wide selection of furniture at incredibly low prices. Pay 0% interest with your approved credit for 12, 24, 36, or 48 months. See store for details. Visit A Royal Suite, massive showroom on Carl Boyer Drive.
KHTS, AM 1220 and 98.1 FM Santa Clarita. It's 9 o'clock. Time for national news on KHTS.
We're paying more and buying less. Lisa Brady, Fox News. Retail sales sinking nearly 2% in December as high inflation takes a toll.
There's no question that price increases are high right now, and our focus is on what we can do to actually provide some relief to the principal costs that the American families are facing.
Top White House economic advisor Brian Deese telling Fox News the president's Build Back Better plan would address the costs many families face, though Republicans still argue it would fuel more inflation. The latest COVID wave getting part of the blame for lower retail sales after many Americans did earlier holiday shopping. The White House making a renewed appeal to businesses to require employees to get vaccinated or tested after the Supreme Court blocked a federal mandate. In Israel, more than 500,000 people have had a fourth dose of the Pfizer vaccine, a second booster shot.
Israel's health ministry began offering the fourth dose to immunocompromised persons in December and has since extended the opportunity for seniors age 60 or older. Israel was one of the first nations to roll out vaccines and booster doses. The country has seen roughly 8,300 deaths since the pandemic began. Israel's population is 9.5 million.
Fox's Evan Brown. Health officials in Canada say their COVID cases are hitting record numbers now, and they expect an Omicron-driven surge to peak in the coming weeks before receding next month. COVID's now blamed for more than 846,000 deaths in the U.S., with total cases topping 64 million in the Johns Hopkins count. Russia is denying U.S. suspicions that it might be setting up a false provocation from Ukraine as a pretext for invasion. The TASS news agency reports the Kremlin is calling Western media reports unfounded. Meantime, NATO says it's helping Ukraine to deal with a massive cyber attack that has shut down some government websites. America is listening to Fox News.
Has this ever happened to you? My friend was telling me about his new pair of headphones, so I looked them up online. Now, everywhere I go is a creepy ad for those headphones I looked at one time. I hate that feeling like I'm being watched. I got DuckDuckGo and saw a difference right away. With one download, you can search and browse privately, avoiding trackers, all for free. It's that simple. Take back your privacy online with DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
This new year, you may be excited about a new device or focused on your New Year's resolutions. Make sure your new devices and your resolutions include protection. Norton 360 with LifeLock gives you device security, a VPN for online privacy, and LifeLock identity theft protection to help keep you safe. No one can prevent all cybercrime or identity theft, but you can cheers to a cyber-safe new year with Norton 360 with LifeLock. Save 25% or more off your first year at norton.com/join.
President Biden rounds out his Fed nominees.
President Biden has named his picks to fill out the leadership team at the Federal Reserve at a time the central bank is considering new steps to stem inflation. Sarah Bloom Raskin is the president's pick to be vice chair for supervision, a role responsible for banking regulation. Lisa Cook and Philip Jefferson are both being named as nominees for the Fed's Board of Governors. Raskin previously served on the Fed board and was a deputy Treasury secretary during the Obama administration. She is is married to Maryland Democratic Congressman Jamie Raskin. The president says the group brings a diversity of thought and perspective never seen before on the Board of Governors. All three posts do need Senate confirmation. On Capitol Hill, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Like the White House, the Federal Reserve is emphasizing it's paying attention to higher prices. In remarks today, the New York Fed chief says both inflation and supply chain issues have been more persistent than expected. And San Francisco's Fed leader says the pandemic is to blame and that the central bank must raise interest rates. Some comic art sells for a record price.
Spider-Man does whatever.
A single page of artwork from a Marvel superhero comic book has been auctioned off for millions of dollars. The record-setting price, $3.36 million. The single-page artwork is from the 1984 Marvel superhero Secret Wars comic. It's the first time fans ever see Spider-Man in his black suit, which would eventually lead to the emergence of the character Venom. The bidding began at $330,000 before reaching over $3 million in just one day. The previous record for an interior page of an American comic book was $627,000 from a 1974 issue of The Incredible Hulk.
Fox's Mike Gunzelman. A sell-off on Wall Street. The Dow's down 284 points. Oil prices getting over $83 a barrel. I'm Lisa Brady. This is Fox News.
I'm Susan Lee, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks have been trading mostly lower, though the Nasdaq did manage to nudge higher after retail sales slumped 1.9% in December. The Consumer Sentiment Index declined this month to 68.8, the second lowest reading in a decade. The University of Michigan says concerns about Omicron and high inflation triggered the decline. Bank stocks are losing ground, though J.P. Morgan, Chase, Citi, and Wells Fargo all reported numbers that were better than expected. Wells Fargo is the only one of the three with earnings up from a year ago, and its shares are higher. Cryptocurrency Dogecoin is gaining after Tesla CEO Elon Musk said it could be used to purchase some merchandise. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosolda, invested in you.
Puerto Rico is the new go-to destination for investment opportunities, and Impeller is the new online tool that connects investors with innovative projects seeking capital on the island. Impeller takes the guesswork out of investing in Puerto Rico, surfacing the insights you need to make informed decisions and empower your investment portfolio. Visit investpr.org/impeller and set up your account today to see what the island has to offer. Impeller, your hub for investment opportunities in Puerto Rico. Powered by Invest Rico.
Thanks for listening to KHTS AM 1220, Canyon Country, California. K260 CO 98.1 FM, Santa Clarita, California.
SCVI is a tuition-free TK through 12 charter school that gives your child boundless opportunities to think critically and imagine freely. We offer a customized learning program built around your child's unique interests and strengths, with the only International Baccalaureate program in all of Santa Clarita. Our approach keeps students and families in step no matter where your learning is taking place. Be empowered to make your mark on the world at SCVI. To take a tour or enroll now in our one-of-a-kind program, visit iLEADSantaClarita.org. iLEAD Schools, free to think, inspired to lead.
Celebrate the new year at the brand new 3-story Reyes Winery on Main building. With wine tasting from Reyes Winery on Main's ultra-premium wines, you'll relax high up on Santa Clarita's only patio rooftop wine bar and dining in Old Town Newhall. Experience the wine bar with a group of your friends or make it a romantic rendezvous. Celebrate 2022 at the new Reyes Patio Roof Wine Bar and Dining. Details at reyeswineryonmain.com.
Traffic brought to you by Frontier Toyota. Frontier Toyota reminds you to drive safely. Shop from home at frontiertoyota.com or visit their showroom on Valencia and Creekside. See their all-new, hot and exciting Toyota Camry. Frontier Toyota, the Camry Kings.
If you need help at home or at the office, call Made For You. Made For You is a locally owned, bonded, and licensed cleaning service with over 20 years of experience. All employees are vetted for your protection. No need to buy products or equipment. The Made For You staff comes complete with everything needed to make your home or office cleaner than ever. Hire Made For You one time, as needed, needed or an ongoing basis. No room is off limits. Laundry and ironing services are also available. Call Made For You for a free estimate. 255-2922. That's 255-2922.
Hey, this is Kyle with your hometown station weather. A windy day today. Sunny skies with highs in the 70s, overnight lows in the 40s. But a beautiful day here in the Santa Clarita Valley. Make sure you sign up for the newsletter at hometownstation.com.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
The following is sponsored programming and does not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of KHTS or its ownership.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 on the AM side. This is Matt Watson, your host. You are listening to SCVI and iLEAD Schools' Eye on the Valley. We're coming to you live from the KHTS studios here in the center of Main Street in beautiful downtown Newhall. Gosh, if you're out and about this weekend, you really do need to stop by Main Street. There's some amazing restaurants down here, and gosh, it's just a great place to hang out and spend your time. Felt a little bit bad. We had to cut off Dr. Alvarez in the last hour as we were up against the clock, but he was describing some of the amazing opportunities that they have out at College of the Canyons in their administration of justice programs and really do have a bright future. So if you're already in a law enforcement career or have an interest or looking into getting in a career, go ahead and check them out at their website. Producer Sarah, I believe, has dropped their website on the Facebook live feed, but you can just go to the COC website for more information. Thank you again, Dr. Alvarez. We appreciate it. Joining me now are the founder and CEO and the executive director of iLEAD California. CEO Dawn Evenson has over 30 years of experience in education. She's been a teacher, a school administrator in both primary and secondary schools. She's passionate about creating educational options for families that are innovative, engaging, and supportive. Her mission is to provide equal opportunity by creating relevant, high-quality educational experiences for all students. And Amanda Fisher brings her more than 2 decades of educational experience to iLEAD, having served as a teacher, assistant principal, director, and assistant superintendent in various of the school districts in and around Santa Clarita. And if you think you are OG Santa Clarita, Amanda's family has lived in the Santa Clarita Valley for well over 100 years now. Amanda Fisher is the executive director of iLEAD California. Dawn, Amanda, welcome back to Eye on the Valley.
Good morning. Thanks, Matt.
It's good to have you both. I appreciate it. I know how busy the two of you are supporting our schools. But let's take a look. Let's go back a little bit. Now, iLEAD was founded in 2008 on the premise that it truly is possible to provide an individualized education for all students. And in that spirit, you soon began to expand your educational offerings, not only to new neighborhoods, but to learners with a wide range of needs. Can you run down a list of your schools for us? Because it's not just SCVI. What different schools do you support, and how do they serve different communities?
Well, good morning, Matt. We started with SCVI in 2008, like you said, and that's Santa Clarita Valley International Charter School. And that school is still going strong. It features the IB program and also a dual immersion program. Mm-hmm. The next school was iLEAD Lancaster. That was opened in 2012, and it is a seat-based Antelope Valley school, and it features a makery and an exploratorium for the learners. Then we have iLEAD Online. We really just run the gamut in programs.
Right.
iLEAD Online is our online program. It's a K-12 program, and it features differentiated support and live support and project-based learning classes, and kind of unique to the online environment. iLEAD Agua Dulce is a seat-based school in the Acton Agua Dulce area, and it features an outdoor classroom and some play-based education. Next, we have our exploration program, which is primarily homeschool. So our homeschool families have support and have access to an educational facilitator. And we have Antelope Valley, iLEAD Antelope Valley, and it's a hybrid. That program is a hybrid of seat and independent study, and it also has features some homeschool. Then we have Empower Generations, which is our sweet little school that supports pregnant and parenting teens and at-promise youth.
And now, Dawn, I want to ask you a question that people ask me pretty frequently when we say charter school. How is a charter school different than a public school?
Well, a charter school, we're not, we're our own LEA, which means we're our own district. So we have our own governing board. So it really brings the decision-making down to the local level. So each of those schools that I talked about has their own governing board. We are authorized by a district. They provide oversight for us and support sometimes if we need it. And so we were designed, charter schools were designed to be the test kitchen for new and different ideas in education so that we could get away from the desks in a row and the stand and deliver kind of model. Mm-hmm. So Amber Raskin and I took that and created iLEAD Schools, which really focuses on project-based learning and social-emotional learning. So our emphasis is different than the neighborhood school.
And we do all that with still pretty much the same funding model, so there's still publicly funded schools, there's no tuition involved, but yeah, families do have a lot more say and are able to engage in stuff that's a lot more creative and innovative. So you talked about all the different schools that we support, but I hear that that the two of you, Amanda and Dawn, are working on a new school as well. What's this new school that you're looking to open? Can you tell us any details about that?
Sure. I'll talk a little bit about it. The school's name will be iLEAD Synergy, and it will hopefully be located in the Antelope Valley. And what happened is that a group approached us about a year ago, and they're heavily involved in the arts and have lots of connections to professionals in the industry, and said, we really need a school out there. And as Dawn had talked about, iLEAD Lancaster and iLEAD AV, they only serve TK through 8th grade. So a number of our students that want to stay in a project-based learning, social-emotional learning environment and continuum, they're either traveling down to SCVI or traveling to Agua Dulce and traveling long distances, or not being able to continue their education in this model. And so we started working with them, and so next Wednesday we will go before the Antelope Valley Union High School District and present to them this new program that's focused on all arts, from dance and film and video, and it also incorporates STEAM, virtual reality, which is super amazing, and we're really excited about it. So it will be a very small, boutique-like micro school serving grades 9 through 12 for kids that want to do something in the arts, and so we're excited about that opportunity.
It does sound like a fantastic opportunity, but you know, Dawn was talking about all these different types of schools, and the idea is to make sure that each of our kids, that every student is able to get the education that suits their needs the best. But we're talking about classroom-based schools, outdoor classroom type of school, a school with makeries, and then an online school, a school for pregnant and parenting teens, and now a high school that's focusing on the arts. You support all these different schools with different focuses and models authorized by different school districts. Isn't it difficult to keep track of everything and still do it well?
Not if you stay true to your core, right? So our mission is the same at every single school, which is free to think and inspired to lead. And our core, the project-based learning, education through hands-on projects, focusing on social emotional, it's not new to us. As Dawn and Amber, when they started the school as founders, it has been at their core since the very beginning in 2008. And individualized learning, really focusing on the individuals of our staff as well as our individual students. So that is our core. No matter what school you choose, all of those things are embedded throughout our program.
Okay, so you mentioned that that all of our schools do have that common thing, the basic educational model of project-based learning. And Dawn, I know that you have been on the forefront and made sure that your team, your staff stays on the forefront of project-based learning for over a decade now. Can you tell us a little bit about project-based learning? What is it? Why is it so important that you use it with all of your schools? And if kids learn differently, is PBL right for all kids?
Yes, as Amanda said, our foundation and sticking to our foundation is really important. And the foundation of all iLEAD schools is project-based learning and social-emotional learning. So I would say project-based learning, for me, it is relevant education. PBL is real-world learning. So the learners are immersed in a project that impacts their community, their school, or their society in general. And it gives the work real meaning, because they're working towards a goal that they've set. And we make sure that we infuse the state standards into the projects. That's something that parents always ask about. And they also ask about rigor, that there is such rigor, and it's in the research, the development, the presentations, and the writing. Our learners learn to communicate everything that they have learned and to share those in a public setting. So their work must be beautiful work, because it's going to be on display. So we work with them. Project-based learning is a process, and so we want to make sure that our kids learn to be self-directed, because that's going to help them to be successful. So they become self-directed learners, which prepares them for college and beyond. And we also teach the skills that are needed for that particular grade level. We put them into the projects. We also teach reading skills and math skills. So it's a very busy day, and it is very rigorous for our kids, but rigorous in a different way than worksheets or using textbooks might be.
You know, it's interesting. So like you said, our kids are learning. Our teachers we call them facilitators, because we do things a little bit differently. The kids are in control of their own education, and our educators facilitate that. But we do teach the state standards, like you said, the reading, the writing, the math, all that stuff. But our kids are also learning skills that are highly important, things that we used to think of as difficult to teach, those soft skills that companies really pay for, things like communication, collaboration, self-control, management, problem solving, all those different types of things. We're able to teach that through project-based learning. You know, it's funny, Dawn, one of the things that I used to think constantly, almost every single day when I was in school, you'll never hear at one of our schools, which is, when am I ever going to use this, right? Because the answer is right now, right now, on this project that's a real thing. And that that kind of goes back to that question, is it right for all kids? Well, it's kind of right for humans. That's how humans learn, right?
Yeah. Matt, you mentioned social-emotional learning, and you called them soft skills.
Yep.
And I think we need to rethink that term, because those things are really hard. Being able to be persistent, problem solve, those are not very soft or easy skills. They're kind of hard skills to get, and some that many adults are still trying to master.
Right.
So the earlier that we can begin working on social-emotional skills with our learners, like starting in kindergarten, the better off they are as they go out into the world to make our world a better place.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, I refer to my brother a lot as a good example of those types of skills that it takes to succeed. He has stepped into an industry that he really had no background and no training in, but quickly climbed the ladder because of those skills that really are not that common. The problem solving, the management, the organization type of skills. And he's been able to succeed in an industry, like I said, that he didn't have a background in because of those. So it's something that the world really prizes as well. So, Dawn, you mentioned SCVI is an IB school. That's one of the decisions that you and your co-founder Amber Golden made early on, is that SCVI's high school would be an international baccalaureate. And International Baccalaureate School. If I'm correct, I think SCVI is still the only IB school in Santa Clarita. Again, IB is short for International Baccalaureate, but what does that mean to be an International Baccalaureate school, and why is that important? Why did you choose that for SCVI?
Well, we chose the IB program because it does have an emphasis on international learning, and the I in iLEAD stands for international learning. That was one of the things. And as we dug into it more, we realized that this was a really rigorous program that focuses on learning concepts at a really high level. They blend the curriculum, so it often has math and science working together, which also hits that piece that we feel makes education more relevant. It's an easier kind of program to incorporate project-based learning into, and the IB program was set up primarily for military families that were traveling around the world and being stationed around the world, and they wanted a curriculum that was consistent as children were going through school, so that if they were in one country for 9th grade and then they were in another country in 11th grade, they were still getting that consistent, well-rounded, rigorous program. And so the other thing about International Baccalaureate that we found attractive is that it is accepted by many universities and colleges as college-level coursework, which is an advantage to those learners that plan to go to college or university, because they will go with already accepted credits. So we've had learners who graduated from SCVI and have started college as a sophomore instead of as a freshman, which has really been advantageous.
Wow, that is a huge advantage, and I've had the benefit of sitting in on some of the IB classes, and one of the things that I really appreciate is it doesn't just teach the content, it really teaches our learners to truly think and think deeply. I think the most frequent comment you'll hear in an IB class is, gosh, kids really get engaged. You both know my personal journey, and we're going to talk about yours in just a little bit. But I remember when I was teaching in Latin America, there was a big push by my boss. We wanted to become an IB school, but it wasn't easy. Gosh, it was a really rigorous path for a school to become IB certified. That's not something that you just pay your dues and you become an IB school, is it?
No, it's not at all.
Yeah, it is.
You have to meet all of their standards. They review your program. They'll visit your program. You have to be deemed an IB school by them and accredited as such.
And then the staff is constantly being trained, and their understanding, knowledge, and abilities are constantly being updated as well. It's a really rigorous program for the students and for the staff. We're talking this morning to the executive team from iLEAD School's Charter School Network. We'll be right back with a little bit more from Dawn Evenson and Amanda Fisher. When we do get back, I want to ask them what I know every parent is wondering about. Okay, how are you guys handling the craziness that's been going on these last couple of years, and how are your schools doing? We'll talk about that when we get back. I'm Matt Watson, and you're listening to SCVI and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley on your hometown station, KHTS.
Accidents happen, but rest assured Patterson's Collision Center is here to help. Patterson's is a family-owned and operated collision repair facility providing the Santa Clarita Valley with premium collision repairs. Patterson's prides itself on being the only California-certified green repair shop in all of Santa Clarita. They are insurance claim specialists and even offer payment plans for your deductible. For personalized, friendly service, visit pattersonscollisioncenter.com. or call 294-1011 and let Patterson's Collision Center help ease your worries today.
It's Murder, Mystery, and Mayhem at the Canyon Theater Guild. Usher in the new year with laughter and mystery at the hilarious comedy Whodunit, Clue on Stage. Was it Miss Scarlet in the kitchen with the wrench? Perhaps it was Mr. Green in the billiard room with the rope. Only one way to find out. Based on the popular board game and adapted from the cult classic film, Clue on Stage will keep audiences guessing and laughing to the very end. Get your tickets by calling 661-799-2702 or online at canyontheater.org.
SCVI is a tuition-free TK through 12 charter school that gives your child boundless opportunities to think critically and imagine freely. We offer a customized learning program built around your child's unique interests and strengths, with the only International Baccalaureate program in all of Santa Clarita. Our approach keeps students and families in step no matter where your learning is taking place. Be empowered to make your mark on the world at SCVI. To take a tour or enroll now in our one-of-a-kind program, visit iLEADSantaClarita.org. iLEAD Schools, free to think, inspired to lead.
Welcome to Duncan, where safety for you and our crew is priority. Store employees now wear N95 masks. There's plexiglass between you and our crew. In addition, employee temperature checks and health questions are done at every shift change. Be sure to get the Duncan app and order online. Earn points and get rewards. Choose curbside pickup or delivery. Duncan has 2 locations in the SCV, Bouquet Canyon with curbside pickup and delivery, or try the Canyon Country drive-thru. Santa Clarita runs on Duncan.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
I'm getting a call on my cell phone right now from Tumsuba, Missouri. And I'm wondering if the warranty on my car has lapsed.
I think so,
I'll
man.
get back to them later. Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVI and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley. I'm your host, Matt Watson. And we're talking this morning with the executive team from iLEAD Schools Charter School Network, Dawn Evenson and Amanda Fisher. Ladies, I appreciate you joining us again this morning. Now, Dawn, I want to talk a little bit about your journey in the charter school world, because your journey really does have a lot to do with how our schools became what they are and how they continue to become what they are moving into. You came out of the traditional school district background at a time when Santa Clarita had no classroom-based charters, and when you and your co-founder Amber opened up SCVI in 2008, you were envisioning the development, or were you envisioning a development of a charter school network that included everything that you talked about before: campuses throughout LA County, an online school, a home school, a school for the arts, a school for pregnant and parenting teens? Was this vast network really what you guys had in mind in 2008?
Absolutely not. Amber and I we're pretty visionary persons, but our vision was that we were going to have a small little school of about 50 to 100 kids, and we would really personalize the learning for those learners, and, that would be it. But we started our first school, and as word got out, more and more learners and families and communities wanted us to grow and replicate. And, like I said, I'm a visionary person, but I never thought that this is what we would become. It's a beautiful surprise. and watching our learners graduate and make such a powerful impact in the world is so very rewarding, especially since our methods are very different from what is offered at most schools. And people have always questioned whether or not this method works, and our graduates are proving that it truly does. They're making a big impact in the world, and I'm so proud of the work that our team is doing, the countless hours that our facilitators put in supporting our learners, and just to see them go and be successful and fly on their own. It's like being a parent of hundreds of kids.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So you mentioned that your intention was to open up a school for 50 to 100 kids. I dare say you guys are working with a little bit more than that now. Have any idea on what your total enrollment is currently?
Oh my goodness, Amanda might know. I think it's over 6,000.
Yeah, we're about 6,400 kids right now across the organization.
Wow, and you mentioned across the organization. For those folks that just tuned in, we talked in the previous break about, yes, our 3 classroom-based charters in Agua Dulce, Castaic, and Lancaster, but we've also got a hybrid program, an online program, a homeschool program, a program for pregnant and parenting teens. And I want to thank producer Sarah. She's dropped the website in for each of our schools in the Facebook Live chat. But if you're not on Facebook Live this morning, you can just go to iLeadSchools.org and get connected with any of our schools. Now, Amanda, I want to talk about your journey a little bit as well, because your you're no stranger to traditional school district leadership. As I mentioned, you've got a strong background in leadership in a couple of the districts here in the Santa Clarita Valley area. And you came to iLEAD, gosh, what was it, 3-4 years ago now. What do you see as the main difference for learners and adults who come to iLEAD?
I think the biggest difference is really the personalization for both adults and for kids. We offer so many different programs, and as a mom of 4, every single one of my kids is so different. And so I'm around a lot of kids regularly. And we think that I think there was a common thought for me, like you said, 20 years in traditional districts, thinking like I had to make my kids fit into this. And as a teacher, I knew it didn't work that way, that I really had to personalize for each individual learner that I had. And so I see iLEAD, no matter what school you're at and what facilitator I'm working with, what director I'm working with, that personalization and finding what each individual needs is so important. And I think we do it beautifully. I don't think we're trying to make the kid fit into us. I think we're fitting into the kid. And that's why I love them. The other thing that I think is different or just has just helped me and something I've learned as I've been at iLEAD, the leadership really models taking care, loving, supporting each other, which then they support what we call directors, principals. Mm-hmm. And then the principals are doing the same thing, and they're taking care of their facilitators, which is our word for teachers. And then our facilitators are taking care of the learners and families. And you can see it. You can see when we went into, I know we're going to talk a little about COVID, but when we went into the pandemic, the leadership reaching out to individuals and saying, how are you? Mm-hmm. Not just how are you, doing with work, how are you personally? Are you hanging in there? What can I do to support you? And then the directors, in turn, were reaching out to their teachers and asking them the same thing. So, again, going back to, that whole person, we're taking care of the whole person and not just the academics. And the academics happen because the child is taken care of or the facilitator is taken care of in all areas.
Gosh, you're absolutely right. I know I have check-ins with my boss about once every month or so, and then I also have meetings with my team, and both of those always start with, how are you doing? And if I were ever to dare answer that question with, I'm doing fine, I'm doing good, then the follow-up would come. Okay, talk to me about your kids. How's your parents' health? That kind of thing. And it is that, not trickle down, but that pour down love that does just permeate our organization. It really is. It is neat. And you're right, Amanda. I do have to ask about COVID, because I know folks that are listening are wondering. I know that this is what's going on at my kid's school or my next door neighbor's school. It really has affected our schools here in LA County tremendously, and things are changing constantly. I think we're all, with the recent spike, getting a great lesson in the Greek alphabet. It's a challenge for us all. But Amanda, can you tell us how iLEAD schools are handling this current surge now that we're back from the winter break? How are your schools doing?
I need to say and just give a huge shout out to all of the leaders at our schools, because they are handling it beautifully. It's exhausting. I think, and as a whole, we're tired. We want to go back to the way it was pre-pandemic if we ever get there again. But they really are handling it beautifully. We are prepared and have been proactive. We have pathways if we need to roll to virtual learning, if classes need to roll to virtual learning. There's support internally. I'm really proud of how we handled it in the beginning. We did not miss a single day of educating our kids. So back in, 2020, when Governor Newsom announced, hey, Friday you guys are rolling to virtual learn, or Monday you're not coming back to school.
Right.
Our kids were in a system ready to learn and did not lose a single day of education. The same with our special education staff. I mean, we were getting calls from schools across California saying, wow, your kids are up and running and being serviced. So we continue to do the same thing. Back in the beginning, we were proactive, had a plan, knew how to roll our kids out. The same thing. We've been lucky that none of our classes have been closed down. Most of the families we have a great team, a COVID team that was able to get all of our tests from the Los Angeles County Office of Education early. So all of our families had their tests before we went back to school. They were able to perform home tests if they chose to do so. They were able to stay out of school if they had COVID. So we had about 50 kids at one of our schools, but they never set foot on campus, which means there wasn't exposure. Our number of exposures at school has been limited because of that home testing and this wonderful team who continues to be proactive. So we're doing okay, Matt, and we're ready for whatever comes next. We have a plan and we're prepared.
Well, gosh, hearing you talk about all that just reminds me of one of the other core foundations of all of our schools that we haven't talked about today, and that is Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And those really do permeate all of our schools. We teach them discreetly, and then we also ask our staff, because our leadership emulates them, we ask our staff to do the same thing. And that being proactive and about our communication and about working with our families before the return to school really has helped. That's great. That is good to hear. Now, Don, I have one more question before you go, and I know I've asked you this question before, but you mentioned you've always been somewhat of an educational visionary. It's crystal ball time now. So there's been a lot of change in the world of education recently. Some of it, yes, due to COVID, and some of it just because of the revolution that schools like yours have been leading for over a decade. What do you see in the future for schools as we head out of COVID and go back to the new normal, whatever that is?
Well, it's a good question, Matt.
Thank you.
I think, first of all, I believe that there's been a greater appreciation for everything that our educators do on a daily basis, especially our teachers, which in our system, as you know, we call facilitators.
Mm-hmm.
They have become the unsung frontline heroes, and our country really relies on them every single day. And I think there's been a bigger realization of how important that is. The next thing is I think there's a bigger emphasis on choice. There's a greater understanding and acceptance of different methods of education that they can and do work. That it doesn't have to be the classroom that I sat in so many years ago. That it can be different, and that you can personalize learning for each and every child. So more and more families, because of this, more and more families are looking for what fits their child the best. For most, it is a neighborhood school. For some, it's an online school program like iLEAD Online, that some families, after having their learners at home, prefer to homeschool now because they felt like it gave them a bigger engagement in what their child is doing. And for some, a different way of delivering instruction is what they're looking for, like our project-based learning and social-emotional learning, seat-based programs. And definitely, people are paying closer attention to the social-emotional needs of our learners. I remember when we started our first school in 2008, you didn't hear much talk about social-emotional learning and giving the kids the tools that they need to grow in that way and also academically. And now I think that has been on the forefront of everyone's mind, and that just benefits our kids and our society. So I'm really happy about that.
And
I think that this has really pushed forward a lot of changes, a lot of deeper understanding, and the parents are becoming more and more involved, which is a beautiful thing for education because it absolutely should always be a partnership.
Absolutely. I love how involved parents have gotten in their kids' education over the last couple of years, and I hope that continues. So like Dawn just said, if you're interested in learning more about iLEAD schools and that personalized learning for whatever it is that your child needs, you can go to iLeadschools.org for more information. If you're looking for more information about our founding campus, SCVI, coincidentally, we happen to be hosting a virtual tour and information session this coming Tuesday night at 6 p.m. So to register for that virtual tour of SCVI, and receive the Zoom link, you can go to iLeadSantaClarita.org. That's iLEAD, I-L-E-A-D, SantaClarita.org, and click the button at the top that says Take a Tour, and you can RSVP right on that page. Producer Sarah's going to drop the link in the comments on our Facebook Live feed. Don, Amanda, supporting schools is a busy job, so I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to join us this morning. You guys have a great weekend.
Thank you. Have a good weekend, Matt.
Take care. This is SCVI and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley. And I'm your host, Matt Watson. And hey, do you like trivia? Do you like playing around, horsing around a little bit, maybe laughing a little bit? Well, then you're going to love what we've got coming up. We'll be right back on your hometown station with Big T, KHTS.
No words can describe the power of belonging to a group of close friends or being part of a family. Insight Treatment Center was founded more than 20 years ago to give teenagers a community of friends and family as they overcome issues like depression, anxiety, and trauma. The new Santa Clarita location is a COVID-secure environment where distance and good airflow are a priority. As a leader in providing intensive outpatient treatment to teenagers, Insight Treatment Center in Santa Clarita is here to help. Call 888-295-9995 or go online to insighttreatment.com.
Welcome to Dunkin', where you can always try something new, like the brown sugar oat iced latte, made with oat milk. How about a winter blend? Hot or iced coffee, only $2 until February 1st. If you're hungry, try the new omelet bites, bacon and cheddar, or egg white and veggies. Use the Dunkin' app, earn points, and get rewards. Dunkin' has 2 locations in the SCV, Bouquet Canyon with curbside pickup and delivery, or try the Canyon Country drive-thru. Santa Clarita runs on Dunkin'.
Burtech wishes you and your family a safe and prosperous new year. Here's to a wonderful 2022.
The most dangerous threats facing our nation are investigated, chased down, and solved by the FBI.
The world is absolutely a scarier place today.
Discover the largest and most complete collection of real artifacts on tour, spanning the most storied FBI cases in our history.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Investigate 9/11, the Unabomber, Bonnie and Clyde, and more. FBI. From Al Capone to Al Qaeda. Now open at the Reagan Library. Don't miss it.
Santa Clarita Valley residents now have greater access to the excellent physicians and high-quality medical services for which Providence Holy Cross is known. Providence Holy Cross Health Center in Santa Clarita features state-of-the-art cancer and imaging technologies, as well as board-certified physicians in a variety of medical specialties. Quality and compassion from a healthcare provider you can depend on. For more information, call 1-888-HEALING or visit us at providence.org.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVI and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley. I am your host, Matt Watson, and it brings me great pleasure to welcome Engineer Andrew to the room. Happy New Year, brother man.
Happy New Year, everybody.
All righty, good to see you. But now, it is time for Big T's 5 Minutes of Fame. Y'all know Big T. He is a longtime resident and leader in the Santa Clarita Valley. He's an executive and a philanthropist. He's an amazing father, husband, brother, community leader, and he's a man who watches Sesame Street with subtitles. Here he is, Mom's favorite, Big T. Welcome to the show.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Well, good morning. And excuse me, I didn't welcome Mom to the show. Hi, Mom. How are you?
Dad's here, too.
Dad's here, too? Yeah, I know he is. Hey, Pop.
Yes.
All righty. So, Engineer Andrew's here to play. Andrew and Patty, and because Patty sounds like Maddie, I'm going to change my name to something random. I'll go with Frogger today. So, gentlemen, you remember the rules. You hit the buzzer. Your name is your buzzer. For those of you playing at home, you're at a significant advantage because you don't have to shout out your name before you give your answer. You just shout out the answer. So make sure you're keeping your own scorecard right there. I will keep score here in the studio. Big T, what have you got for us?
So I got a fun fact to kind of kick us off. It's our first show of the year, so kind of reminiscing back to the holidays. You know, holiday shopping was down about 2% this year. Retail stores reported about 19.5% less traffic, but people were still giving gifts. You know, some of the popular gifts during the 2021 holiday season were board games, art sets, small appliances like Instapots and toaster ovens. But the gift that was most given this holiday season, Matt, was COVID. COVID. Supposedly,
Ouch.
1 million Americans contracted COVID over the holiday weekend.
Wow. Boy, and that's the gift that just keeps on taking.
That's the gift that keeps on giving, right? I also heard that there's a pretty large airline that's reported that in the last 4 weeks, they've had 8,000 employees contract COVID. Now, I'm not going to say their name, but it sounds like one of the variants, and their hub is in Atlanta. So, we'll just leave it at that.
Old Omicron Airlines, huh?
Omicron Airlines.
All righty.
So to kind of stay with that 2021 theme, I've got some 2021 trivia for you. So to start us off, who became a meme after wearing mittens to Joe Biden's inauguration?
Frogger.
Andrew.
Frogger.
That was Uncle Bernie Sanders.
That was Uncle
Say
Bernie.
Larry
right.
David.
I could. Larry David. That's awesome.
Right. A lawyer went viral after accidentally using a Zoom filter that turned him
Frogger.
into what kind of animal? Frogger.
Oh, no.
Patty.
I was going to go with the other guy that was doing the shenanigans on Zoom. Patty, go for it.
He's a cat filter.
He was a cat. That is correct.
Oh, I thought
What's
you were
the
looking
name
for
of
the
the
name
ship?
of the lawyer.
Oh.
No, just the name of the animal. What's the name of the ship that got stuck in the Suez Canal?
See?
Anybody?
I don't know.
Some of these that you get stuck on, we'll move on pretty quick.
Right,
right?
yeah.
Let's do it.
It was the Ever Given.
That's right.
What social media went down for
Patty.
6 hours? Patty.
Facebook.
Facebook.
I remember that
There's only
day.
a couple.
Right. What stock surged in value after Redditors reportedly
Andrew.
buying? Someone's got to call that from the inside. I think it was Frogger on my end.
Yeah,
Was it Frogger or
I'll
Andrew?
give it a Matt.
Thanks. You're so kind, Patty. Since you've got double my score right now, I'm going to go with, there's two possibilities. I'm going with AMC.
Incorrect.
Dang it.
Patty.
Andrew?
No, it was Patty.
That was Patty.
Second.
You got
Patty,
second.
okay.
I'll give it to him.
Dogecoin.
No.
No.
Andrew.
incorrect.
GameStop.
Andrew.
Boom. That was the other one.
GameStop is correct.
Oh yeah, it was GameStop. Oh, that's right.
AMC to the moon.
Hey, kind of a quick fun fact for you. You ever wonder what the speed of lightning would be if it didn't zigzag?
I don't get that one.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I haven't, Tony.
What show became Netflix's most watched series this year?
Andrew.
2021? Andrew, I heard first.
Tiger King? Oh, no, this
Incorrect.
year. That was last year.
Patty, and that is Squid Games.
Yeah.
Squid Game is correct. Nice job, Patty.
These last 2 years
What
have
city-
been held it together.
What city did the Olympics take place in?
Frogger.
In 2021? Frogger.
Tokyo.
Oh yeah, huh?
Tokyo is correct. What new song became Cardi B's second #1 solo single?
Patty.
Taylor.
Patty.
Taylor knows.
Patty, don't you say that song.
Nope.
It's not that
No,
one.
I
It's not the
no,
bad
I
one.
know, I know. It's just WHP.
No.
No.
Andrew.
One word. Andrew.
Up.
Up is correct. Nice job, Andrew.
Oh.
Yeah, Taylor got it first, though. Point for Taylor.
on one magazine cover did Billie Eilish wear a pink corset?
Frogger.
Frogger.
Vogue.
Vogue is correct.
Yeah.
Who performed at the 2021 Super Bowl halftime?
Patty.
Patty.
The Weekend.
It was a good weekend.
That was awful.
Which American gymnast dropped out of the Olympics,
Patty.
spurring Patty?
Simone Biles.
Patty's killing it today.
He is. He's crushing us, Andrew.
It's been a while.
Which beloved sitcom had a reunion hosted
Frogger.
by HBO and featured the Frogger?
Was that Friends?
Yeah.
Friends is correct.
Awful again.
What iconic Swedish music group released their first
Frogger.
album in 40 years? Frogger than Andrew.
ABBA.
ABBA's correct.
Okay, but what the question that nobody asked, ABBA dropped their first album in 40 years, but nobody asked, Chiquitita, dime por qué. Come on, there we go.
Good.
Yeah, that's for 5% of our listeners out there. They got it.
Got through off the teleprompter. Which U.S. politician had his Facebook account suspended in
Frogger.
2021? Frogger.
I'm going with Donald Trump.
Donald Trump's correct. What U.S. city was the first to require people to show proof of a COVID-19 vaccine
Frogger.
before entering businesses?
Frogger.
Frogger.
New York.
Frogger. New York's correct. Which James Bond film from 2021 was Daniel Craig's
Andrew.
last movie? Andrew.
No Time to Die?
No Time to Die is correct. All right, we got two quick sports trivia questions just for Papa. The Los Angeles Dodgers, their nickname, what does Dodger refer to?
Andrew.
Frogger.
And Andrew.
Dodging the trolley trains. The trolleys.
Absolutely. Good pull, Andrew.
There we go.
Next one, you get 1 point for each correct answer. There are 5 Hall of Fame pitchers that have more strikeouts than innings pitched. 2 of them are Dodgers. How many can you name?
Ooh.
Frogger.
I'm going Don Drysdale and Sandy Koufax.
Frogger's got 1. That was Sandy Koufax.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Kershaw. So.
Kershaw's not a Hall of Famer yet.
Oh, he's in my book.
Frogger, you said 2.
He is in my book, too. That's good.
Can I jump back in, or do I need to let it go around?
No, you can jump back in. This could be round table. Just let it roll.
All right, I'm going to go Nolan Ryan.
That is correct.
Ooh, you got me.
Anybody else?
I got nothing at all.
You want the other 3?
Well, hang on. Okay, so producer Sarah's buzzing in. I'm going to give her the point for this one. Cy Young?
Incorrect.
Okay, you're wrong, producer Sarah.
Koufax is the oldest on the list.
Ooh.
Okay.
The others have all pitched since you were born, Matt.
All right, give it to me.
The other Dodger is Pedro Martinez.
Okay.
Then you got Randy Johnson.
The unit.
The big unit, yeah.
And Trevor Hoffman.
Okay.
All
right, moving on.
Okay. Moving on. Which artist released his first album in 5 years titled 30? Her first album.
Andrew.
In 5 years. Andrew.
Adele.
Oh, Andrew.
Oh.
Steal your man card. You're correct.
I was like, yeah.
I thought Patty would get that one.
I didn't.
Which U.S. city officially became a no-kill city after achieving a pet rescue rate? Andrew.
Ooh, wait. Nope. I'm going to say Seattle.
Incorrect. A pet rescue rate of more than 90%.
Frogger.
Shout out
Frogger.
to Seattle.
Go for Patty.
Oh, no, I said shout out to Seattle.
Oh, okay.
Comments.
I'm going to go with Portland. It sounds like a Portland thing.
Incorrect. It is a West Coast city, though. It's Los Angeles.
Okay.
Okay.
All righty. Which director made history by becoming the first Asian woman to win a Golden Globe for Best Director?
Couldn't tell you. Tell you the movie.
Taylor, you got
movie,
this one?
We'll
Taylor?
go with that.
No?
And
we'll go with the
Nomadland.
movie. Nomadland is correct.
Oh.
And I do not have the name of that woman.
All right.
In my editing, I didn't have it, so I know.
So he's got trivia questions. He just doesn't have answers. All right.
But
Cool.
it was Nomadland. Hey, come on now. I did this on a red eye last night.
As much as we're paying you, come on. I expect better.
I know. As of 2021, what animal from China is off the endangered list?
Frogger.
Frogger.
I'm going to go with, is it the panda?
The panda is correct.
Yeah, no longer endangered.
No longer. No, they're still clumsy though.
Okay, we got time for 2 more quick questions, T.
All right, which 3 companies launched renewable vehicles to space and back in 2021?
Frogger. That'd be Virgin, Amazon, and SpaceX.
You got 2 out of 3. Anybody get the other one?
No, that was my guess.
Blue Origin.
Okay.
Blue Origin.
I lied to you. It sounds like we got to go, Big T. I appreciate it. Patty, strong showing, 5 points. Engineer Andrew, 6 points. Frogger with 10. There we go. I'd like to thank the Valley Industry Association's Hillary Broadwater and David Cantrell for joining us this morning, as well as Dr. Larry Alvarez from COC's Administration of Justice Department, iLEAD Schools Executive Team, Don Evenson and Amanda Fisher. Big T, thank you, brother man, producer Sarah, Engineer Patty, Engineer Andrew, and thank you for listening. Join us again next week and every Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. I'm Matt Watson, and this is SCVI and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley on your hometown station, KHTS.